Welcome back to the Makers Clean channel. My name is Melissa Maker and I am the name behind Makers Clean. I'm also a cleaning expert. I've had a cleaning business since 2006 and I've learned a lot about how to keep my own home. You know what they say, the shoemaker's kids never have new shoes. Well, when you're cleaning other people's homes for a living, it can be hard to keep your own house clean when you're off hours. So in this video, I'm going to share with you several of my favorite tips, 5 of them, to keep a cleaner home. The habit I want you to think about for this is to come up with your daily non-negotiable tasks. What are these? They're what make your blood boil on a daily basis. And this is going to be different for you than it is for me, than it is for your next door neighbor, because we all live different lives and different things piss different people off. So I'll give you a couple of examples. If you work from home and your kitchen table is your workspace, maybe your non-negotiable is that your kitchen table has to be cleaned at the end of each day. A couple of my non-negotiables, the kitchen floor. It gets a mess every single day. We've got a cat, we've got a daughter who's 4, it just gets messy. So we vacuum this floor every single day. It takes a couple of minutes, makes a difference. The same thing with unloading the dishwasher. It has to be done in the morning, it has to be run through at night. When it is not done, this area backs up like a busy highway and it becomes ridiculous. The kitchen instantly looks messy. So figure out what those areas or zones are in your home. They're generally high traffic spaces. In fact, I know for my husband, it's making the bed. I don't care about making the bed, but for him, an unmade bed makes the whole room feel messy and he doesn't feel like he can start his day right. So God bless, he can make the bed every day. Figure out what your non-negotiables are for you, carve out a little bit of time. You will feel like you're in so much more control of your space and your home will feel just that much better. One of my favorite things to do, and one of the first things that I learned about in cleaning, was this concept of doing multiple things at one time, but sort of having things happen passively in the background while you're actively cleaning. This is something that I call layering with cleaning. So you can kind of think about all of the tasks that you have at hand when you're approaching a cleaning job, and then thinking about how you can use layering to reduce the actual amount of work that you have to do for a given chore. So a great example would be cleaning your bedroom. The way that I would layer is like this. The first thing I know I need to do is strip the sheets. So I will just quickly strip off the sheets, throw them in the wash, and then the wash can happen, that's a passive thing, while I'm cleaning the rest of the room. That way I know by the time I put the sheets in the dryer, my room is going to be clean and I can move on to another cleaning task. The only other thing I have to do is throw my sheets back on the bed. So in doing these sort of bigger tasks, you can break them down and say, what can I put on autopilot or passively do so that I can accomplish a lot in the same or less amount of time. Another thing you can do, or another kind of layering concept, is pre-treating. A lot of you have heard me talk about pre-treating before. It's because I love it and it works. Products are designed to work really, really well if given the opportunity. And what that means is just pre-treating a surface, putting your product on there for a few minutes, 2, 3, 5, 7, 10, however long it needs. You get all your other work done so that by the time you come back to that pre-treated surface, all you have to do is wipe. You don't really have to scrub or break a sweat. The product has done a lot of the work for you. And that's just because you use the power of layering. One of the big trends that's going on right now, and I'm actually a fan of, is living a more minimal lifestyle. Now, this doesn't mean having 3 or 4 items in every room in your home, but it just means being mindful and present about the items that you have or bring into your home. Now, this also extends out to, let's say, those sentimental items that you're hanging on to that you just can't get rid of, or those kind of one-time items that you have at home for like the one occasion that you need them every year. This tends to put people into a bit of a tailspin when it comes to decluttering or thinking through the things that they have at home. So if this is you and you're stuck here, here's what I would suggest to you. Be present and be mindful. Think about what you have, what you need, what makes you happy in your space. If you have something from 20, 30 years ago and you don't really need it or use it anymore, you can safely move on from it. I mean, so many times I'll go to my basement, where we keep things like that, and I'll kind of look at something and I'll just say, I don't really have use for this anymore. And I've been holding on to it for so long, and then I just kind of get to a point or a cliff and I'm like, I'm over it. I can move on from this. But the other part of this is just being mindful about what you bring into your home. So anytime you pick something up with the intent of bringing it home, ask yourself, do I need this? Do I want it? Do I love it? Do I already have one? Because if any of those things kind of make you rethink bringing that item home, you should probably leave it where it is. There are two things that you can do to stay on top of your cleaning. The first one is to clean as you go, and the second one is to stay on top of your messes. So what the first thing looks like is this. Let's say you're in the kitchen and you're you're cooking. Of course, I'm thinking about cleaning. You're cooking something and you're serving dinner. As you're doing the cooking, think about cleaning as you go. That way you have less to clean up at the end of the meal. And the second one, cleaning messes immediately, looks like this. If something spills juice on the floor, if there's toothpaste in the sink, or some schmutz on the counter, rather than just leaving it because you think, oh, it's small, no big deal. Small things build up. I have a couple of points to prove this for you. I have this one thing I love saying about cleaning, that messes are magnetic. So mess attracts more mess. And there's also a broader theory about this called the broken window theory, where if somebody sees a broken window, the next thing you know, there's graffiti, there's garbage, and it just becomes this disaster, derelict building. So rather than letting that happen, stay on top of your messes and clean as you go. I wonder if I should call this the most important rule, and that is to adjust your expectations, because you are probably doing your very best right now, and it's just a matter of you making some tweaks so that you can improve further. But if you start beating yourself up for not being perfect, you're gonna stop before you even get halfway. So I want you to keep that in mind and just manage and adjust your expectations. The other thing I'll say is this. I was recently reading this Facebook post, and I'm in a couple of mom Facebook groups, and this one mom said, I don't even know what to do anymore. I have 4 kids at home. I have to keep everything clean and I just can't keep up. What do you guys do to keep your house clean? And like so many of the responses just said, adjust your expectations. And it's so true. If you can't live in the kind of house that you want to live in today because you have toddlers running around, that's reasonable. So just remember, give yourself a bit of a break. The other thing I'll say to you is, like, a lot of the things that you're learning about cleaning, they're habits, they're new skills, they take time to implement. So just remember that where you are today, you're gonna be in a better place in a few weeks or a few months from now. You just have to give yourself time for those skills to sink in. My hope is that you'll take at least one of these habits, if not all of them, and incorporate them into your daily routine so that you have to spend less time cleaning, and when you are cleaning, you do a much better job at it. And that leads me to this week's comment question, which is, what is your number one cleaning habit? Whether it's one that I've mentioned or one that I haven't that really works for you, please let me know in the comments down below. I am always looking to try new things. If you'd like to learn more about any of the products I used in today's video and the rest of the products that we have over at Makers Clean, you can visit our website, makersclean.com, and I have a link for you down below. Now, if you want to learn some other great cleaning habits specifically for your kitchen, you can check out this video right over here. And of course, you can subscribe to the Makers Clean channel by clicking that button so you can always be up to date on our latest video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.